Technical difficulties, because that sounds like about right. It's been one of those days. How are you?
Peachy.
I had a kid get married this week.
I mean, is that? Can we say congratulations? Is it a good thing? I'm unsure how to read
It's
the
not a
room.
bad thing. That's what I've resigned myself to.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's my problem child. And
Which one's the problem child?
Tanner.
that was meant to be a joke.
No, it's Tanner. It's always Tanner. We love Tanner, but he's something
Tanner?
else. He's Tanner. Yes.
Alright. And Game Masters, you're here. I thought you said you weren't going to be around.
That was last week.
That's for next week. I couldn't make it last week, but yeah, next week because it's the Thanksgiving. It's going to be next week, and then the Sunday after that I can't make it.
Okay.
So we got family. Yeah, we got family coming in on the 21st, which is gonna. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to see them come in, but it's also going to kind of stink at the same time because this is the room where I have to do all of my editing. So I'm not sure. We'll see how the quality of my videos is going to be for the next couple of weeks after next week.
I was going to say get a couple of bonus videos recorded and uploaded that way.
That's what I plan on doing this week. Yeah, is just busting ass and getting some stuff scheduled up for next week and the week after.
Yeah, I should have been getting some recording done tonight, but I did not. I completely missed Sunday story time last week. So I need to get that done for this week, and then I have all of my thumbnails through the 1st of December for my Wikis channel, but I don't have anything recorded.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's been. Yesterday was around the 6 months since I last checked in with my players on a one-on-one basis for my Rogue Trader game, and I've sent out that notification again to sort of see where things are going. I'm going to need to sort of see what responses I'm getting back, because I'm getting the impression that I have one or two I've got one player that's super engaged. I've got one player who's told me that he is not finding the game fun anymore, and he's seeing where it's going to go, but it's 80% on the table that he is considering leaving the game because he's finding it's a waste of his time, which I'm never going to tell anyone to stay in the game if that's how they feel. And the rest I need to hear, because some would say, "Oh, I'm having fun," and then that's it. No further commentary. Another gave me quite legitimate criticism that I've then tried to address, and another one hasn't really said much. So I'm going to see where we are from there, and if I'm seeing a pattern of there's still criticism that's being given, there's still problems that are being done, then I think I may need to have a conversation where everyone's in the room, and I'm going to go, right, let's put it on the table, because I'm not seeing or feeling that this is going in a direction that the majority is enjoying. I'm having a blast, but the problem is I have out of 5 players, like I said, 2 are engaged, 3 of them just doesn't say anything. And there is no self-motivation from the other 3 players of saying hey, I want to go out and do something, I want to do this or so on, and I'm trying to to throw them hooks and events, and I'm finding it's like pulling teeth because they don't interact with one another. They don't go out and do something. They just stay in their little silos on the ship, and it's like cool. What would you like out of the game? It's like, well, I'd like my character to be relevant. All right, I've given some things here. I'm trying to give out some offers.
Well, isn't it up to the player to make their character relevant?
That's what they should be doing, but I should at least give out a couple of plot hooks for them to bite at, take and run with, some opportunities at the very least, which I've tried over the last 6 months. So I'm gonna start I'm starting out by I'm gonna send out these questionnaires for the players, where I'm basically saying are you enjoying it? Are you liking the direction? And can I ask what you're enjoying? What do you want to see more of? What do you think that should be improved or included? Your typical sort of this, and this, but I want to have a conversation going. And if I get a flat one line, I'm going to have to respond back, say, sorry, I'm actually going to have to ask you to put a bit more effort into this. I'm going to have to start becoming confrontational with the players and say, I'm not feeling that I'm getting much from you. I've tried intentionally over the last 6 months to put this amount of effort in. And if these are the responses, I'm sorry, I am now I'm going to have to be that DM and say, I don't feel like this is for you. And again, I know one of the players, absolutely on top of it. He's engaging. He's taking notes. He is doing side events. He's sending me messages. Absolutely awesome stuff. Getting a lot of intrigue and stuff done with him. So say with the other player, he's doing a lot. And it's not that I can't multi-juggle with all the other characters. It's just some of them just are not engaging outside of the game or doing anything. And I've even had one of the explanations I've had in this 6 months is the players would point at the character and go, my character only has an 8 in charisma. He's not a charismatic person. I don't want to engage in social situations. And I've had to counter that by saying, yes, but we've set the precedent that you don't have to use charisma. You can use intelligence. You can make a logical argument for something and you can approach it from that angle. This has been done over and over. You can do these things, but you need to be making the case why you can or why you should be doing it.
Well, with the Warhammer theme, I can think of more than a few Space Marine chapters that get a lot of communication done by little more than showing up and, flexing a muscle.
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be charisma or intelligence. You could straight up strength your opponents.
Exactly. I mean, one of the characters made is with the astropath. They've got an ecclesiarch background. I'm like, okay, there's all these things. What do you want to lean into? What do you want to do? I've gotten crickets back on that. Or there's been a few things where I've gone hey, here's a really cool concept. Do you like this? Do you want to interact with that? I've gone, I don't quite like where they're going. Okay, well, what's your interpretation? What's the variation of the imperial faith that you go for? And I've got no answer on that. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't really pursue something when I don't even know what the North Star is for this character. I've had moments where I've tried to, in the early stages, go, hey, do you want to arrange for missionaries to go and to your planets and do these things? They haven't pursued that. They haven't engaged in a bishop that was giving out the possibility for them to strengthen their ties. They haven't done shit of that form. And when they came across a bishop who was genuinely a strong believer, but he had been holding on to notations and observations of chaos forces and trying to preserve and defend the faith and the minds of the people against the arch enemy. He was exposed to corruption, and that same ecclesiarch just went, shame, we're just gonna have to put him to the torch. I'm like, okay. He stayed loyal all the way through up until this point, and it took another player interfering and going, no, we're not fucking burning him. He's an exemplary person who's actually strong of faith. What the fuck are we doing? It's I just don't know.
But I mean, he was exposed to chaos. That does kind of track.
It does. It does track. Like, it does track that you can do that. I don't know. There's just like there's a clear difference when certain players are there. Like, it's the group almost changes their entire approach. Well, yeah, it's again. I'm not going to fault him for doing that, but as that representative, like, I haven't had a clear view of what it was that they wanted to do, and now they've gone out and they've acquired a Liber Heresius or Heresius, yeah, like the Book of Heresies, effectively, for them. I'm gonna go like, okay, so you're a believer of the Imperial faith. You're willing to burn someone that has been exposed to chaos, and you're now standing with a book that contains the assortments and insights of demonology, heresies, psychers, and the warp. I am sensing some serious character imbalances here. Now, I get why they've done it. They just want bonuses. But that's not something that you just get like that. You don't get access to, the occult without there being a price to it.
Especially in the grimdark future.
Mm-hmm. So I am going to need to address this with my Saturday group. And I am suspecting it may actually be what kills that group. Because I don't think one of the players is going to like the fact that I'm going to grill them and say, like, well, what are you doing? You've done fuck all. In the 6 months since I talked to you, you have done fuck all. I mean, one of the other characters has got a criminal background that they are hiding. So I've been trying, like, and they called in an NPC that was meant to be like coming along. Then they ignored them for 3 in-game months, and they were about to bail. Then they brought them along, which has been like good. Like, I'm going to be writing up a whole bunch of like options for that character specifically. Here's what you can do, but I am going to need to have a conversation with them.
Okay, who's coming
these.
for who?
That's Brian.
Nope.
Go. No. Well,
Huh?
for once, it's not me. There's police sirens in the background.
Could have been me.
Boom! We're here.
I prefer the idea that they got the address wrong and it's actually his neighbors that are about to be swatted.
Yeah, but let's be honest. It would be kind of fun if it was Seraphis, because we could all be watching it. I mean, when do you get to see one of those live?
Well, if you go on Twitch, quite often.
I was about to say.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to need to address with my Saturday group, and we will see where it goes.
I mean, and that's one of the difficult things. You don't want to just railroad your players, but if you're playing a grimdark Warhammer game, but they're doing all of the things that they shouldn't be doing in a grimdark Warhammer game, I mean, I guess I would say, what consequences are you putting on the players?
Well, so right now they have been doing a deep space exploration, so it's not that they have consequences coming at them immediately. The Ecclesiarch person is also sending messages to the Inquisition and giving them updates, but they've been very inconsistent with their messages, and the reports has been, one's been super detailed, one has had barely any details, and it's now going to be coming to the light that to the Inquisition that, by the way, the person has been withholding information. So next time that they come into Imperial space, the Inquisition is going to basically call them in on a one-on-one and basically go, right, you need to get your shit sorted because we are now viewing you as an unreliable source, and we are considering removing you from access to our funds. Because either you get with the schedule and provide us with what we need to know, which is regular updates and detailed updates, so that we can do our job. Regardless of how you perceive it as rogue traders, we have a job to maintain, and you have the ability of going out and doing what you need to do and claim planets. But you've got to understand, your job is to inform us of what you find, because we don't have access to every other space, every other place in this sector.
Right.
So get with the program. So she's going to get a grilling. Yes, it's my deviant tree.
So if that's going to be your final session, is it going to go out with a bang or a whimper? Like, are you going to make it epic?
Well, no. So this isn't like the final session. Like, this is just the consequences. This is the consequences of the player's actions.
I gotcha.
The acquisition of the heretical book that they did, the players have recently gone to a pirate stronghold where they had access to like a proper criminal economy, which allowed them to then get in and get these things. Well, the player, the psycho who got a hold of this like heretical book, basically they didn't do any pre-work. Like, they didn't disguise themselves. They didn't do any like form of like concealments or like do any. They didn't tell me that they did anything that would like hide that they were trying to acquire this via proxy. So they went down, put on a fake mustache, and basically went, "Oh, here is insert obvious fake name. I am buying this book. Yeah, exactly. I am Conholio.
Yeah.
And I am like buying this like really heretical book that even the person selling it is like, okay, like I am dealing with someone that is clearly on the wrong side of the church." And they in turn have stalked their character, gotten a bunch of information about them, found out which ship that they returned to, and they have sold that back to the pirates and basically gone, by the way, this person on that ship, they have been buying heretical stuff. And those pirates are going to try and turn around to the players and go, listen, we know that the Imperium is coming. We would just like to be on the right side of the Imperial law when it arrives. And in order to make sure that that happens, I think it would be beneficial that we don't accidentally release that members of your house happens to have access to things that are questionable at best.
I get it.
So that's what's going to happen on that side. And as I said, for one of the other players, they're meant to be the what's it called, the helmsman, so the one who flies the ship. They're very good at that in terms of their character. They're also meant to be the chief of operations, so they're meant to oversee the ship itself. They haven't really gotten involved in that. Now, that specific player did say that they felt that I was running the game in a railroad fashion with DMPCs, which, okay, that was fair. I was using some characters to keep things going, so I went, right, I'm just going to take them back for 6 months and see what the players do. I'm disappointed with what they haven't done. So that's sort of that. But the consequence of them basically being inactive means that the allies that they've gathered up, which is a criminal smuggler, well, he's going to go and be like, well, I'm now in the part of space where I thrive, and the player is ham-fisting me. Like, I can't do any dealings. I can't do any of that. Like, they're gonna come with him. Like, I'm gonna make up a long list of things that they're gonna go like, hey, here's some business opportunities. Would you like to do this? And it's usually been the same thing of like, I've got to run it by someone else. I'm like, but you're the Lord Helmsman. You can give me the yes and no. I will take care of the dirty dealings. You can be all scot-free. I just need you to be in on this. No, I need to get approval from elsewhere.
Okay, so question.
Yep.
This character that you're or that is threatening to be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
What is their rank with everybody else in the party?
So,
like hierarchy wise, are they like a captain? Or are they, like a boot soldier?
So they are a captain of their own ship.
And is the rest of the party on said ship?
No, they've got their own ship, so they have a small armada.
Okay.
They have a big combat cruiser with a captain that they have hired. He's basically a mercenary captain that has got ties to the navigator of the group, and he's come on. He's a typical, standard soldier. Like, he doesn't ask questions. He doesn't care. He doesn't really matter about that. He's here to serve the contract, which is to provide security and support for the crew. And ergo, he doesn't need to know, what do you need me to do until like the guns need to come out. That's what he does.
Right.
Simple dumb brute. Not dumb, but like he's quite simple in that sense. The other one, the criminal, who's got his own ship. He came in there because everyone were calling in favors, and he came in with the idea of like, hey, let's tap into the black market. Let's tap into what we've got going. Let's see what's happening in the coal trades. And the players have always basically gone, no, can't do that. No, can't do that. You need to go over and babysit these merchant vessels. And he's just gone, I'm sorry, why am I here?
So it's not a situation where he could just take everybody onto his ship and then just crash it into a planet and destroy everything.
No, he's got no power. He's got no military power.
Okay.
But what I'm considering is that like when they do the next warp jump, he will intentionally delay the transition so that they jump, and then he's like, oh no, I missed it, and then he's just gonna go. He's literally just gonna like turn the ship around and leave.
Right.
And like it's not like you can find him. And he's gonna go in and like start engaging in what he wants, because again, I'm gonna give it a chance for the player to like do something with them. But it's meant to be like, this is meant to be his window into the criminal world, and he's not utilizing it.
Right.
I'm just saying, if I was the leader of this armada, I would have already burned the ecclesiastic character and already been fucking rogue tradering all over the sector.
Yeah, no, exactly. Absolutely. I mean, I would, if I were to play as the rogue trader, I would have gone straight in and gone like, listen, I'm a xenophile. I fucking love aliens. I want to trade with them. I want to do this. I want to do that. Because why? I've got a piece of paper that says that I can. I want to have people that are of similar, like, I've got a piece of paper that says I can do what I want.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would do, because I think this is awesome. I can now open up the books for other players to say, listen, can I play a Kroot? Can I play an orc? Well, if you play an orc, we need to set down, like, why are you working for me? Blah, blah, blah. Just so that we've got all of these sort of things lined out.
Because your teeth are massive.
Exactly. I literally have, like, a cloning facility where we just print out, human sharks so that we can beat their teeth out and, like, hand them over to the orc. And it's like, my God, you're a rich man. Look at all these teeth. So that, again, that's the difference. This group is very much going down the route of Star Trek, which is fine. Reconquest and bringing the light to the darkness, which is fine. There's a lot of fun to be done with exploration and reconquest, and missionary work. Again, you can do all of these things. You can be a good aligned rogue trader. You just got to be willing to, like, put in some of the additional work and set up the favors for the ecclesiarch, the missionaries, and all that. But again, I'm finding one or two players are the driving force. The rest aren't doing anything. They're not tapping into the criminal world to find out. Oh,
sorry.
No, pirates and smugglers in this area. Maybe we want to deal with that because we don't want their products and their immoral people influencing our good aligned people.
So here's a question. Was it recently that you got told that you were using too many GM characters?
6 months ago.
Oh, 6 months ago they told you you were using too many GM characters.
Yeah.
Got it.
Then again, I got that tone. I was like, that's perfectly fair. Have them retreat back. Power is back into the court. It was what was it like? It was pointed out to me like, oh, like it feels railroaded, and I did counter by saying, listen, I give everyone a chance to speak. You've just chosen not to.
Yeah, but I mean, well, so before I say anything else, how has the change been received? Have they stepped up, or are you wishing you still had those NPC characters to fall back on?
Probably the latter. The initial person, like the initial two people, were always stepping up. Now that I've taken the DMPCs away, those two players are the driving factors, meaning that if one or the other is not around, there's a visible decline in engagement from each session. And there's a part of me that's almost tempted to ask if one of the players can't make it, to have the other one be like, no, just sit this one out. Like, just don't show up and let me see like how the other three are going to handle it.
Right. Because like the reason I say that, like, so this is and it's going to come off this way, but that's fine. I'm not intending it that way.
Yeah.
Because it's going to come off on a knock on Bear. But he tends to do that a lot as well. And so I know I get frustrated. But I'm also not that assertive a person. And so I know I'm not putting myself out there to make decisions or influence the group as much as I should. So,
see, me, I'd bring my attitude into it of, let's say I was playing like the overall captain, right?
Yep.
I'd be like, quiet, calm, let everyone have their talk, and then be like, and this is what we're doing. Let's see what happens when you say no.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I would go too.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. I don't shy away from things like that. And while I used to say like, oh, I don't want to be the leader, I'm happy to be the second in command. But if we don't have a first in command, I will be the first in command, because I've just had too much real life experience with like, oh, the team doesn't have any leadership. I'm like, well, if we don't have leadership, then we're going to have one person that's going to step up. And if no one's stepping up, then I'm stepping up and I'm going to go in this direction. You can either be with me or you can get the fuck out of the way.
Yep, pretty much.
Because there's nothing worse than being a part of a team that's directionless and leaderless.
Which, when you're obviously finished, is a lovely segue for how my day went today.
Please, go ahead.
I'm all ears. What?
So we had a session today.
Oh,
Guess what?
What?
The Jarl's dead.
the what's dead?
The frost giant Jarl,
Yep.
leading this conquest of ice giants, is dead. Now, I'm going to present to you a question, a multiple choice question. How did he die? Did he die in single combat with our champion?
Death by
as
Snoo
the-
Snoo. No, I'm just kidding.
as the previous session ended? B, did he die because his troops turned on him? C, did he die because he was unfaithful to one of his 4 gods that he was creating an alliance with for this
War.
conquest of the Dwarven lands? Or D, other?
D.
I'm going to go with D. Other. He probably walked off of a cliff.
D. Other. He had a stroke in the middle of the battle and lied down.
D other he realized the errors of his ways and decided to go live in a commune and make macrame.
Make macrame. That's good.
Well, yeah, all half right. It is the other. We set up so many things, and the way he died is both hilarious and glorious at the same time. So our leader has basically been like setting himself up as kind of like a Thor character, because like he's got this belt of giant strength, he's got gauntlets of ogre power, he's got the hammer of lightning bolts, right? And our champion is battling the Jarl. Our guy's in a solar form. The Jarl is in a champion of the ice giant god Thrum. They're duking it out. The Jarl gets to half hit points and it's like, I'm bitching out of this. Everyone attack. So his troops start attacking us. And our dude is just like, well, I can't do much, but I'll try to lend our champion a hand since he's too far away. I'm just going to throw my hammer and be like, yo, for Thor, and throw the hammer. Natural 20.
Okay.
He crit. And the DM's like, what was that you said right before you threw the hammer? It's like, for Thor? Or in the name of Thor, something like that. And he's just like, make another roll for me. D20. Rolls again. 19. He's like, okay, you're now a paladin of Thor. You've fully unlocked the power of that hammer. It's now a legacy weapon. And confirm that hit. Confirm that crit. Confirms the crit. You just slew the Jarl.
So wait, is this your artificer?
No. This is our leader's character.
Oh. Okay, I gotcha.
Like he's a marshal who can like inspire, buff, and like tactically move us around and that type of stuff, right?
Yeah,
gotcha.
And he's just like, oh, I'm going to back up our big tank dude who's in single combat and try to help him by knocking the Jarl down a few pegs. Flat out killed him. And we're all just like, what the fuck just happened?
Someone ended the game prematurely.
Yes. So now we've got an entire room of giants with more giants converging on us. And we're just like, fuck. This wasn't the way this was meant to go. Meanwhile, our other tank, the one that causes all the problems, ran off and got locked in a room with a beholder and a ice giant guard. He decides, fuck it, I'm going to fight this one out. Because, why wouldn't you? No backup.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Vorpal critted the beholder.
Jesus Christ.
So y'all just got a bunch of lucky rolls.
Yes, this was this was the most ridiculously this was 2 rounds. 2 fucking rounds of combat today. And we've practically ended it.
I mean, isn't it, that is definitely living up to the reputation of like 3.5 and Pathfinder of like the combat's either going to be like several hours long for you to get through, or it's going to be done within turn 1 or 2, because it's just like you get good rolls, excellent outcomes, and it's just going to be brutal.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why it's still going on now is because we now have to fight our way technically off of the keep. Because our airship is now currently parked outside, so we can jump on and get the fuck out of here. But yeah, the only reason. Oh, and apparently the airship brought a bomb, like essentially a magical mini nuke. They've just brought along with them to give us a hand,
As one
So-
does.
as you do, you know.
Naturally.
So that's it. So they're basically just going to enola gay the situation for us.
Makes sense.
Just everything about how the session today went was just no one saw this coming. I mean, what are the fucking chances? This game has gone on so long, and we end it so fucking hilariously anticlimactically.
So
But
then
yes.
that kind of poses a question.
Yeah.
What do you do as a actually I'm going to start with as a player when you don't feel like you've gotten the payoff that you were promised?
Well, what has been promised here?
I don't think anything's been promised. It's just been hyped up that like, oh, we're gonna have a big epic fight where we've prepared what was it, like 4 different plot hooks that you're hoping to get payout from.
Yeah.
And then the 5th option being, oh, surprise, someone's turned into a paladin. Again, if this sounds like the DM had a long-term plan with this hammer turning out to be the hammer of Thor, where this could no.
Nope. He was kind of looking at everything kind of dumbfounded. It was just looked like he just latched on to what the player said about, summoning the power of Thor, and was just like, fuck it. Give me a roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of shatters what could have been a really cool concept. Because I've done it before where I've given players legacy weapons that they didn't fully know. And sometimes when they come across items that are more cool, those legacy weapons are then put aside because they didn't do the investment. It's like, oh, would you look at that? You've got a legendary items, a thing of legends sitting on a rack somewhere in your basement. And people wonder how some of these items can then end up in dungeons around the world.
Yeah. But like, it's worse for our group because like they do go through and identify everything that they collect up as if it's a magical item, because just in case there is another legacy weapon, because 2 characters already have legacy weapons, our 2 tanks, so like they're always on the lookout for them. But it's funny that they've got a warehouse, a fucking like Indiana Jones Ark of the Covenant kind of warehouse where they've collected so many magic items. They're like, they showed me the book, the fucking binder that they've got of all these cards of magic items in this book of like 200 pages, 9 cards each. And they're just like, yeah, you don't really have to worry when we get back. You can just disenchant a bunch of these fucking things for like your
For all the
crafting and
XP
stuff.
you need.
And it's just like, cool. So I'm looking forward to that because I have failed so many times to collect stuff while we've been on this adventure.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah, I just can't believe that it just kind of it ended like that.
Nah.
So is
And
this the battle that's been going on for like a year?
However long you've been playing this.
oh, this campaign, yeah, since I joined it 3 years ago, we've been ascending 3 stories to get to this point. So
Joy or joy.
yeah. But you know, that's 3.5 for you. Especially when you've got a bunch of spicy people who will just not stop bickering over fucking rules and meanings.
Is it spicy or just pedantic?
Yes.
It's definitely spicy.
Okay.
Because the latest thing today, which caused the majority of this fucking delay in these 2 rounds, was arguing over fucking Holy Aura.
Right.
Because as part of Holy Aura, it mentions that it does the same. Like, one of its things is similar to the effect of protection from evil.
Mhm.
But the bonuses it gives are higher. Right?
Right.
But I'm not going to go into anything because I don't want to make it sound like I'm bad-mouthing players, GM, whatever.
Mhm.
But just the nitpicking of the fucking words and the referencing a lower level spell and the slightly pedantic but more spicy obsessing over first level spell to 9th level spell and just
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's definitely where, I mean, I might just establish this with my groups of, I will read the wording of that spell and that spell alone, and I'll look through the grammar of that. But once I make a ruling, unless if you want to argue more over it, that's going to be out of session, out of game, because I've got a game to run.
that never happens. They have to argue everything in during the game, and it takes so long.
Oh, they would enjoy having me as a DM going like, nope, this is my ruling, but this is how I read it. It's like, that's nice. You know what else what you can rule about? Where the door is.
See, and that's one of the things with how I GM is that not only would I just make a call on the spot, I wouldn't allow someone to make a reference back to when I called that ruling that way because the situation is always different.
Mhm.
Like, what are the factors of why I came to that decision? They're not going to be the same as the next time that happens.
Right.
So, you know,
Well, but I think I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Like hold on. You're allowed to make a different ruling. You're allowed to take the considerate or the situation into account. But I would say don't just dismiss the player, because that is one of the things that at least we've talked about in various circles over the years, is if you don't know the rule, we'll make a ruling, but then try to figure out the rule later. And so a player being told, oh, this is the way that I'm making the ruling, and then playing the game based on expecting you to rule that way in the future, and then you changing it, does kind of mess with the player, because they are, essentially you have rewritten the rule book for your particular game. And so if they are trying to follow the rule book, Yeah, you shouldn't just discount it out of hand. Does that make sense? Did I lose
no,
everyone?
I think it's
No,
more, and I think it's more that they're in like a different interpretation of said rules. Not that Seraphis or Saxius is changing the rules. I think it's just an issue of a different interpretation of said rule.
Okay, I'll explain what happened, right? And I think we will all come to probably the same conclusion, because the factor that held up the game for so long, I'll point it out when we get to it. So Holy Aura, bunch of buffs, but it refers to a first level spell. The point of a 8th, 9th level spell like Holy Aura is that it protects you entirely, right? One of the points of that first level protection from evil says that it blocks mind affecting spells on the user. But it also points out that it only suppresses it when the protection runs out. That mental charm then comes back onto you and you're under the effective control, right? Holy Aura, on the other hand, implies immunity to it. The point is that the discussion being had was that makes the first level spell too powerful, because then it gives you immunity to all kind of mind control, which none of us at the table, I think I just gave away who the main argument was with, thought that we would be doing that, because that is completely insane. Why would a first level spell give you that so much power to just be immune to mind control? That wasn't what we were arguing. We're arguing that a 9th level spell version of that gives you that power. Yes or no?
No, I do agree that like the power scaling should be representative of that. The lesser one should just be a lesser spell for a reason. You've got ease of access to it.
Yeah.
It's the same with like Sanctuary, at least in AD&D. You cast that and the enemy has to roll a save versus spell just to be able to attack you, and you can just stand there. As long as you don't attack them, you're fine. That's a very good way of doing it. Similarly with the protection against evil, just means that your armor class goes up if anyone wants to attack you directly.
Yeah.
No, I do agree that the scaling of it should be reflective of that.
Yeah. Good.
I don't like. I was kind of focusing in on like the specifics on it, but I agree with Saxius. I don't have any problems with saying that there's a scaling issue.
Yeah. And as I said, no one at the table was like, oh, well, we can exploit a first level spell to give us immunity from mind control. No. Our argument was that the 9th level spell, Holy Aura, should improve what that first level spell does, because it's referenced in the spell description of Holy Aura that Holy Aura gives us protection from mind control. After all, it's a high level spell.
Yeah. I can definitely understand that. Like, if the wording is a bit ambiguous, like, oh, you gain the ability to resist or things like that, it's like, okay, fine. Poor wording, but that's you will find that in a lot of the games.
Yeah. And that's what me and one of the other players was chatting about, that 3rd edition has a lot of ambiguous language in it like that, because they were thinking more along the lines of how you can run it at your table, forgetting that we have pedantic little spicy people who want to argue about how that is then interpreted.
Yeah. No, that is also one of the weaknesses of 3.5 and Pathfinder 1st edition, is that they have to make rules of rules and reinterpret things and then come back out with it. But that's a system flaw rather than and it's not even an intentional one. It's just the crowd that they are pandering to. Not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's the reality.
What about you, Red?
What about?
Or did you have an opinion?
No, I've already stated. I mean, my straight up opinion is I kind of like what Saxia said at the very beginning of it. When I make a ruling, that's it. That's final. I mean, I stayed off at the very beginning of the session. Listen, I'm the DM. I'm going to make a ruling. It may be wrong, but that's what we're going to go with because I don't want to stop mid game and take 20 minutes to flip through a book to determine something. Yeah. What I rule today may contradict what I rule tomorrow. But if I specifically state that you have a 9-inch schlong suddenly growing out of the middle of your forehead, that's what happens. Period.
But I have immunity from 9-inch schlongs growing from my forehead.
Great. Then it grows out the back of your head. I mean, it's just that simple. And, so, I mean, I don't let them argue with me over a ruling that I've made. It just doesn't, it just doesn't happen. Now, if they can present something to me that makes sense and is logical, I'll listen to it, but I'm not going to sit here and quibble over, the interpretation of a long jump. It's just I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to break for 20 minutes and flip through 3 different books just to get their interpretation of something.
Yeah, no, and I completely agree with that as well. Like when I say a player should be allowed to at least challenge you if you're changing the ruling, I'm talking like a couple of minutes of discussion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like if the players can conceivably craft up how a 9th level spell can boost a 1st level spell, I will listen to it. And if they can make it make sense to me, then you know what? I might allow it. But if they're doing it just to be argumentative and arbitrary about it, 10-inch schlong now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Pinocchio, but you're not lying. You're just pissing the GM off.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, and even then, I'd still be okay. Me personally, I would still be okay with, okay, you want to show me in the rule book again. You still have just a couple of minutes. I'm fine with looking at the rule book, but yeah, no, you're digging through the rule book, and suddenly, an hour later in the session, you're like, I would like to mulligan that thing from an hour ago. At that, no.
I think I have the whole thing of like, if we need to spend more than 5 to 10 minutes looking something up, I will make a ruling. If you don't like it, that's fucking tough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even give them that long. No,
like that's fair. Like, it's a figure of speech. I meant.
Yeah.
Like, if we can't do Control F and find it right there and then, like usually it's within like 2 to 3 minutes, because we're
all getting pedantic.
but that's neither here nor there. My point is, we have 3 to 4 hours of running a game, of playing a game, to having fun, and we need to maximize the amount of fun by playing the most. I know it's like an ongoing joke whenever I show up and Bear stream of like, no, I'm here to maximize our fun, but that's because I am. I need to keep these cats herded in the right direction. I need to keep us moving towards having a game that's ongoing.
And you're talking about herding cats. That's a pipe dream in and of itself.
Yeah, because sometimes not even the players are like cats. Because at least with cats you can bribe them with catnip. Can't even do that with some of the players you get.
Unless you're
you just bribe them with Mountain Dew.
Unless you're what was that, Brian?
You bribe the players with Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, of course. The ever so faithful Mountain Dew that is ever permeant everywhere here in the United Kingdom.
I swear I bought Mountain Dew when I was there.
Well, it probably exists. I just do not see it. Seraphis, are you cleaning your nails?
Cutting my nails, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, they have.
Listen, I'm not sitting here to argue about that. That's if it's here, fine, great, fantastic. I just have
Gert,
not.
watch out. You're about to have an 11-inch long grow.
No kidding, but seriously, I swear I.
Listen,
No, I
you're
think
only
what he's
friendly
saying
here
is
with-
he's not a fan of the soft drinks.
no.
So he doesn't actively go searching for that.
That's probably true as well.
Either way, with that said and done, we do agree that like the game needs to move on. We need to have the progression. That's why we have it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I
You
like
can
that
get a
response.
100 You can get a 100 milliliter bottle of Mountain Dew at Sainsbury's.
Oh my fucking god!
You had to have known that. That's what he was doing. Honestly, that's on you, Sax, if you didn't realize that's what he was doing.
Look at him! Look at how happy he is. This has made his day. He's gonna, the moment we're done with this stream, he's gonna run over to his wife and be like, "Look what I did! I made
Look.
this nerd wrong."
All right, Gert, here's the task for you. I cannot find Crown Royal Marquis. I don't believe it actually exists. I am in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas. Find it for me.
I found it. It's right here. It's called Google. God, these streams continue to amaze me, and the tangents that we are
The
thrown
closest
into.
you're going to find is either going to be Texas or Missouri, and I can't drive that.
You know, it's funny when someone gets Mountain Dew over here, it's an automatic sign that they're like not from Australia. That's funny as hell. Like, fucking no Aussie gets fucking Mountain Dew. Or if they are, they're like young and like clearly influenced by America, and it's like, you fucking shitheads.
I've never been a fan of it. I mean, I don't know.
It's fine. There's better stuff out there. They just released Passion Fruit Monster Zero.
Yeah, I
It's
know. I'm
pretty
not
good.
It's okay. I still go back to the green.
Which
I don't
one
know.
is that?
It's Paradise, Ultra Paradise.
No. So back to
don't-
gaming.
I don't remember seeing that one.
Apparently not.
It's been out for a couple of years.
My God.
Due to legal restrictions, we are not allowed to display results in your selected states. Please click Buy Online to see if a delivery service provider is available at your location. We are only
Yeah.
allowed to show results in the following states, and Arizona is not one of them.
Yeah. Arkansas is kind of similar to that. Because, alcohol is bad.
Look, I don't drink. I don't even encourage people to drink, but I think the U.S. has some really stupid alcohol laws.
Yeah, I'm in the
What
same
was it
boat
called?
with you.
Crown Royal.
Marquis, Marquis.
It's a limited edition.
Yeah, I really like the black and purple.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sexy. And the complimentary booze with it is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. If I want to get it, it would cost $230.
Jesus
Jeez.
Christ.
Total Wine and More has it for $39 US.
And that's where?
San Antonio.
That's Texas.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
even
that's
further
called
away.
Texas. Even I know that's Texas.
Oh, shit.
No, I know it's Texas. I'm just huh?
Yeah, actually, this is not even available in Missouri or Tennessee. Yeah, it's just
I'll be
goofy.
honest, right now, it's probably just it might even just be a tariff issue.
I mean, it could be. Well, no, because I mean, I can get others.
When did it release though?
I think Seraphis just found the 18-year bottle.
No. So one of our stores here, kind of, I won't explain it, but they've kind of gone like Aussie Timo, I guess you could say. And they've got Crown Royal Regal Apple flavored for $189
That's crazy.
Australian.
We've been. I can get that here for like $40 US
Okay.
dollars.
On the Crown Royal website, it says available in Georgia, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and select military bases.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was released to the military first, and it's a limited run batch. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So I would say if you know any military folk, see if they could. No, I don't either. But
now, I mean, I could go to like woodencork.com or something like that and order it. It's $70, and then I got to pay like $30 shipping.
well, there you found it, or are you just
Yeah.
trying to find it at regular price?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't want to spend like, $120 for a damn bottle of whiskey.
I mean, I wouldn't.
No, me neither.
Well, let me rephrase. I don't want to spend $120 for a dice bag.
Same. I've got a see-through plastic bag that I can use instead.
Yeah, I get it.
A vampire hero. Well, that's depressing. You showed me something really, really nice, and I can't get it for less than a stack of
mortgage.
RPG books.
He can't either.
Yeah, I can't either. I mean, sorry. That's just that's how it is.
Oh yes, like you can't think of any way you can get a work around that.
Well, I'm trying.
If only we had like a community where a lot of people were in different parts of America, and you could contact them and be like, "Hey, this, can you do that?" Then again, I wouldn't trust them either. So,
Just generally speaking, if I can't get it myself, I've got no interest in going out of my way to get it.
oh, I finally saw K-pop Demon Hunters.
Is it
Of all the
worth
times
watching?
that your daughter has watched it? All the times your daughter's been watching it, you finally watched it?
No, I tried to with her, and she kicked me out of the lounge room, saying I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Dad, this is a cool TV show, and you're not cool.
Fucking. Anyway, I thought it was fine. But then again,
It's not great. The songs are catchy.
yeah, but here's my problem. Super Dimension Fortress Macross. Bubblegum Crisis. I've already exposed to so much J-pop and J-rock. I'm desensitized to whatever thrill K-pop Demon Hunters is giving these people with songs and stuff.
The story was decent. The songs were catchy, and
Yeah, and I can make that same comment about fucking any goddamn anime in the last 35 years.
yeah, but it's different.
How?
Like okay, because the time period is different. The style of music is going to be different. Okay, yeah.
Valkyrie.
What?
Valkyrie.
I don't know. What
I'm
that
not
one is.
following either.
Valkyrie is the made-up band pop group in Macross Delta, the latest Macross series. Well, latest, relatively speaking.
I haven't watched that one. Man, I have struggled, and I have watched almost all of them, but they are not as good compared to the original Macross.
I like Macross too. It has its finer points, even if, sweet Jesus, I wish the dip in animation hadn't caught up to it by the end. Fuck me.
Well, no, but again, my point being, so okay, fine. Macross Delta was relatively recent, but but how many people have seen that?
Exactly. And here I
Okay,
am trying
so-
to show my kids that stuff, and yet my darling Grim is like, no, that's not appropriate for them. Look at all the bang bang, pew, pew, bouncy titties.
Whoa.
They're clothed bouncy titties. It's just
Oh.
yeah.
This sudden excitement.
It's no more bouncy titties than fucking Sailor Moon was back in the 90s. Like, it's not.
I gotcha.
It's just, more noticeable because of the quote-unquote jiggle physics that now exist in animation. Or, computer-enhanced
Right.
animation. But it's just like, I've seen this. It's fine. But it's just part of that Asian pop storytelling. It was fine. But I might add it to my anime music list. But yeah. Is it bad that I found Your Idol to be my favorite song from that movie though?
Oh, we watched it once. We were bored in England, and so we logged into my son's Netflix account and watched it.
You know the Demon Boy Band?
Right.
You know the song that they sing when they're luring everyone to take all their souls at the very end of the movie?
Sure.
That song.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Your Idol. And there's a line that...
Again, the music was catchy.
Well, it's really a line from that one that kind of gets me, which is along the lines of, you gave me your heart and now I'm back for your soul. And I'm just like, I like that. Yeah. That's my sadisticness coming out, so.
That's good.
You gotta let that, Cenobite out every so often.
Exactly. I need regular ventilation of that.
Really, Red? Nothing?
Over what?
I said Cenobite. You didn't get your cube out.
No, it's all the way over there.
Oh, okay.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them now. Yeah, I've got 6 of them now.
You just get a new one for Halloween, hoping it'll be the one that actually opens up properly.
No, I don't remember how I keep getting them. They just kind of show up.
They just keep multiplying.
Yeah. I really wish that so these are all the lament configuration, and I really wish that somebody would come out there and just start creating like the other configurations to collect. Different designs on the sides, the faces.
Oh, yep.
Like if you saw, I think it was the third one that had the doctor in it. He collected all the various different configurations of boxes.
Yeah.
And as the theory goes, and in the books, solving different ones summoned different things.
Mm.
Cenobites was just from the lament configuration.
Mm.
There was one that also actually opened a door and summoned angels.
Yep.
And some that summoned stuff that was way worse than Cenobites.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, so it summons my kids?
Possibly.
Who knows?
No, I do love my kids. It's that's a joke.
I know.
I love the little demon spawn. Crotch goblins. Yeah. Whatever lovely terms we like to use for them. Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched any of those movies.
What, Hellraiser?
Yep.
Yeah, me neither. I know of them. I've seen like YouTube shorts of them, but that's about as far as I go with that.
Sax?
I grew up in the 80s. How could you not know about them?
I did not grow up in the 80s. I was born in the 90s, and my quote-unquote childhood was in that period. But really, I would consider myself a millennial, if anything, for the early 2000s. That was really when I grew up.
Sax, knowing how you went with the mortuary's assistant, I recommend you never, ever go anywhere near the Hellraiser franchise.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. And I say this with the deepest heart that on Halloween I didn't get to grab you to play Amanda the Adventurer with you, because that is literally hurting that I wasn't able to get that done in time. And
I had like several of my friends pinging me on a daily basis going, "When are you streaming, you scaredy pants? We want to see you scream." I'm like, no, I don't need this in my life. It's not a sign of healthy friendship if you treat me like this. And they went, no, you need this toxicity in your life, Oscar. You need this. I'm like, oh dear God.
Really, I just wanted to see a new version of your. I'm going to call it Danish quit.
Oh my God, yeah. I assume you all know that when I get scared, I forget how to speak English and I just shout in Danish.
I love it. It was
my favorite of when I did the mortuary's assistant was that on the second run, because the first one I was struggling just to understand like where everything was, and I was getting lost inside the all the racks. I'm like, where is it? Where the fuck have they put this thing? They haven't organized it the way I needed it to. They lined it out so neatly last time. This time and second time I was then speed running it. But towards the end, you can see that I'm getting really I'm scared. I'm annoyed. I'm at my tether's edge, and you've got one of the demons who always hide, and then like he moves just so you realize that he's there. And I go like, "Oh, fuck off! You don't pay taxes." I shout at the at the game.
You don't pay taxes.
Yes, that is genuinely what I ended up shouting at this. I was like, "Fuck off! You don't pay taxes."
Which I have to point out, if anyone who ever ends up watching this hasn't checked out Saxus's live streams of him playing the Mortuary Assistant, for the love of God, go watch them. They are hilariously beautiful, and
you genuinely get to see someone who does not like horror games play horror games and hate himself for it.
yes,
Like everything is real. It's the same. I think I did. I was like demonologist when I was trying to play that. Mind you, I will warn people. I end up with a crowd of people who are really socially inept.
personally, I just wish that the time zones aligned a little bit better when you were playing them. I would have loved to have been there.
I'm sure
supporting you, of course.
Naturally, listen, I receive a lot of loving support when I do these things.
Is that what we call it?
Listen, in moments like this, I'm deeply horrified of what I'm going through, so I will take any attention, even mockery, as a sign of that it's going well.
Fair enough.
Because I have a question for you.
Burritos.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah. Do you want to ask anything else?
No, that's it. No, I'm gonna ask a little bit in code, but
how does it come out?
Actually, that's pretty not far off from the question.
What'd you say, Seraphis?
But how does it come out?
What is the status of the dog project?
I've been a complete slacker,
Okay.
and haven't touched it. I need to pay my son's girlfriend too.
Well,
not worried
that
about
could be
it.
taken out of context.
That's true. That's true. That got clipped. But
he knows how the internet works. Oh, yeah, that's clipped now.
I'm doing that right now.
I wouldn't want to disappoint.
No, I just keep forgetting because I insisted on paying her for the art.
Yeah. I'm just curious because I hadn't heard you talk about it too much, and
well, because we got distracted and things happened, and then we went on our trip, and then we came back, and then I was sick after the trip, and then we've gotten into doing Mech Warrior, which has been an absolute blast to go through. I've been having a lot of fun doing that one.
I'm sorry I fell asleep halfway through that one.
I don't care. It's always up for replay, so just watch it later.
I know I did. I also like commenting.
Oh, I thought you meant like you fell asleep like while playing.
Oh, I always fall asleep playing.
Oh.
Well, that's fair. I usually do too. I've gone to see Penn and Teller twice, and I've fallen asleep twice.
No, look, I've gone to see Penn and Teller.
Fuck. I like it wasn't a bad show, but like I will admit, the first one we went to, it was like 2021 or 2022, I forget. It was like so the board game convention that we go to in March for a couple of years was at the hotel where Penn and Teller have their theater.
Yep.
And so they'd actually arranged and got us like some deals on tickets if we wanted to go. But but like there's not that the magic wasn't good, but it's like Penn just decided to do this whole monologue thing related to COVID. I don't even remember it. And it was just like, this is boring. And I passed out. And then we went the next year. No. No, we didn't go the next year. Because we'd gone another year. But I was just I was just exhausted because, like, anyways, point being, Kim's just like, I'm not taking you to those shows anymore because you just fall asleep.
I mean, like, yeah, fair. I'd understand that if my wife said the same.
I do not blame her at all. You know, it's just funny that it's happened. I could understand like once, but no, it's happened many times.
You're showing a
many
pattern.
times that you've fallen asleep.
Oh yeah, we'll go somewhere, and yeah, I fall asleep during it. So
I wish I had the luxury of sleep.
that's the problem, is I don't sleep when I'm supposed to be sleeping. Yeah, that one doesn't work.
Yeah.
Someone's trying to make you bold.
I'm pretty much am.
There, we can't. Real Brian won't make it through the AI filter, so we'll get picture Brian.
Oh boy.
So, does anyone have anything they want to share about anything coming up?
I mean, I've talked about my Rogue Trader game, so that's like the main one. My D&D game. I've presented them with a ship. I don't know if I've told you this, but I presented them with a ship, which is from the Spelljammer universe. So I've sort of gone, you know what, guys? Here's the option. Do you guys want to do like Spelljammer, 5e Spelljammer? And then here's the thing you can take, touch it up, and then go in and do Spelljammer if you want to do that. Otherwise, we can continue with the, you guys being evil and conquering lands and imposing your tyrannical ways. And to make it even more hilarious, the human, who is unique and exotic because he's the only human in this entire region, is now bringing in the filthy concept of taxes. Oh. So I've joked that he's now doing proper colonization by introducing such foreign concepts to lands that doesn't understand the idea of taxation.
Is he going to introduce tariffs too?
Yes, he is. You can see why he fits in very well for my games. I swear to God, my games are fun. I promise.
We're not saying they aren't.
I know,
but
it's just I have a very clear breed of players that I go and find.
You are a very clear breed of player. That's what we're laughing at.
Yes, it's undeniable at this stage.
I would like to point out that I have made no Excel jokes today.
No, and I
thought of a couple.
Honestly, it's becoming more and more impressive.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, the ones today were kind of half-baked, and I'm just like, nah, that one's not worth it. Saxius deserves quality Excel jokes.
Yeah, no, like, it's just, I won't laugh unless you bring me quality. It's like the, what's it called? The food critic from Ratatouille. If it is not good food, I will not swallow. If you do not bring me quality jokes, I will not laugh. If I do not laugh, you are not funny. It is a simple equation that my mathematical Excel formulas will give you. Your value in this conversation is measured in your worth, and your worth is tallied in numbers. I love that background, by the way, Seraphis. Brings out your character.
I have that game.
Yeah, I saw it come up on a Etherworks update this past week, and I was like, I have no idea what that game is, but I absolutely fucking love that cover.
Wonderland's War.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, the art actually is really good on it from a Alice in Wonderland perspective.
Mm.
But yeah, for me, I don't have any games coming up. I'm just trying to be better at getting videos out. Aww. Blast from the past.
Yeah.
That's a good sized store.
It was huge. It was like 5,600 square feet.
Jeez.
Yeah. Half of it was gaming, tables.
What's
We
that
had
in
a,
real measurements?
Do what?
What's that in real measurements?
Square meters.
How big is your house?
Mine?
Yeah.
Like 110.
So that would be 520 square meters.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Half of that was was gaming tables. We had a 20-piece computer LAN, and then the other half was all retail.
So, because I'm nosy, what do you think was the downfall?
Me making stupid decisions.
Okay.
So 9/11 happened, and nobody wanted to spend any money. Combine that with me making a really stupid $35,000 purchase from Games Workshop, in which I thought I was getting like the new edition, but instead what they sent me was all of the stuff from the previous edition. So basically they sent me $35,000 or $20,000 worth of dead inventory, $15,000 worth of new inventory, and I couldn't move any of it. And then, like I said, combine that with 9/11, and people just kind of stopped spending money. And yeah, the rest is that.
Got it. Why would they send you old stuff?
Because they fucked me.
And not in the nice way.
I mean, I was gonna say. I mean, obviously that's the answer, but that's like, man.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like I mean, because a store that size usually just kind of runs off of inertia.
And it did for a long while.
But yeah, if you dump that much, then you don't have the money for the new product, and you don't have,
And I mean, the core things that were keeping it going was D&D, 3rd edition, and then Magic the Gathering. I mean, those were the two core things. And then, Warhammer 40K, Warhammer Fantasy. And, I mean,
yeah.
I'd love to go
No,
back and have another store, but I've always teased that if I ever opened up like Game Masters 2.0, it wouldn't be open to the public. It would just be a big backdrop for me to record videos in.
I mean, understandable.
Well, and I mean, but there is an argument there, because, like, I mean, that's one of the hard parts about game shops in the US, because we don't have the overseas club system. Well, the shops are the clubs.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want space to play. Okay, so you want me to spend all this extra rent because nobody gets to own the retail space that they're in, hardly.
Right.
and so you're paying rent on space that, for all intents and purposes, isn't generating revenue.
Right.
I mean, it is, but it also, is not. So, you already sold them the Warhammer model. They're not coming into. They're now coming in to play with the said Warhammer model, but
Right.
anyways. So, I could see like paying, okay, here's a shop, but it's, it has a membership fee for playing on the tables, especially like, nowadays with, so much push for 3D printing and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like now you're not even buying your models in my store, but you would like a place to play.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I was never a fan of charging people to come in and sit there and play. This was our 40K section.
I recognize that. Not that I've been in
Yeah,
your store,
no.
but
That's our fantasy
that was-
section.
Man, I kind of miss
That was
those
our
days.
box set stuff. So I mean, consider the fact that it started with fantasy. That was a 5 foot tall by 8 foot long section. Then it went to that. That was also, I mean, that was like a 16-foot section. And then it just continued on down the fucking wall. Yeah, it was huge. It was not a small place.
Yeah, no, I mean, 5,600 square feet. That's absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Like we had a game. We had 2 game shops that would be around that size. One closed. It was actually kind of funny. They closed like 5 years ago, ish. No, it couldn't have been 5 years ago. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. But like for the last decade, they've been getting offers to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't take any of them. And then just up and out of the middle of nowhere, they're like, "Oh, we're closing in 30 days." Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Which was then hilarious because then another game shop came in, like literally went to the landlord and said, "We would like that exact spot." Yeah, so that's why in my head I'm like, so somebody wants your space to put in a game store.
Yeah.
Why did you never just sell your game store and take a nice fat lump sum?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
As opposed to shutting it. Anyways, whatever. But then the other store that closed down was the same thing. And again, these stores were just running on inertia. And they just shut instead. And as far as I could tell, no catastrophic events. They were just they were old. They wanted to retire.
Well, there's lots of stuff that happens behind the scenes too. I mean, there's a degree of politics, like gaming politics that impacts it.
Oh, game store politics is the worst.
Yeah.
As somebody who I was a Games Workshop outrider for many years, around that same time frame, by the way. And I trying to get some stuff that might be coordinated amongst all the stores, just almost impossible.
Yeah.
So,
Saxius, how are the game stores in your area?
Rare and far between. So the ones that I'm aware of that I go to, it's basically a cafe where you go in and they've primarily got board games because that's where they make their money, and then you can hire a table, sit down. The staff is then well versed in in all the games that they can offer. They will sit down, explain the rules, and then help you set up a game, and then take it from there. And then they sell snacks, and drinks. That's about it. It's a really small section that does tabletop games, or even wargaming. If you want wargaming or tabletop wargaming, there is a Games Workshop store you can go to, but you then have to inform them and book a table ahead of time if you want to.
Yeah.
You can't just show up and be like, "Oh, I want a game." It's like, no, well, we need at least one table for doing introductions for random people that comes in.
Yeah, that was the other thing too that got us is shortly thereafter, Games Workshop moved in and opened up their own store in Memphis.
Yep.
It was like, I can't compete because they're literally getting it at cost, and I was not. So, and to combine that with the fact that my cost to buy a box of Magic at that time was like $96. And you could, or $98. That's exactly what it was $98 for one box of Magic boosters. But you could go on eBay and buy it for like $95. And so people were just doing that. That my cost was $98. I was selling them for about $120. So I was making about a $22 profit per box sold. But people could go on eBay and buy it for less than what I was actually able to purchase it for. And it was like, fuck, how do you sustain this? So,
yeah, I never understood that.
But so to answer your question, I mean, it was a combination of several different factors like that had me ultimately close it. I miss it, but don't at the same time, because there were plenty of weeks I was putting in, 80-hour days or weeks rather. I mean, easy doing that. I mean, we were open 7 days a week. We'd open up at 10 a.m., would close at 2 a.m. And there were plenty of days that I was there from open to close.
How close were you to a high school and or university?
Ouch. Pretty far away from a university, but we were within maybe 3 miles of a high school.
Okay. Yeah, I was when I entertained the idea, I was like, okay, I would want to put it relatively close to a high school.
Yeah.
So,
well, then that's something that I've considered doing again is, just renting out a retail space in our lower area here at the college that I go to, that I work at, and just opening up a, little mini game masters there for the college students. But I mean, what do you do during the summer months? What do you do during Christmas break? Just not have income?
No, sort of. I mean,
you'd have to do online shipping and that kind of stuff. You'd have to.
Well, no, but the official answer is you save money during, you save money during back to school week when everybody gets their student loans and then goes and blows it at the game store.
Yeah.
Did that many times.
What are student loans for those of us who don't have that?
It's stuff that you get. It's free money that you get up front, and then you tack on an extra 30% over the next 50 years, and you pay it back.
So here's the catch. All right, Seraphis, you are a bank. We're going to pretend you're a bank here. Okay.
I'm not giving you money.
Well, no, but I've got this brilliant idea.
I'm not giving you money.
Okay. It's so brilliant. I'm going to start a YouTube channel.
That's never going to make money.
But it's a brilliant idea. You have to hear me out. All I need is $40,000, and I can do this. You need to loan me the $40,000.
What are you going to put up for collateral?
No, he should just do it.
No, you have to have collateral.
Okay.
Oh, for a student loan though, you don't. Yeah.
No. Right. So
That's
that's how, if I come to you asking for $40,000, and I say, I've got this brilliant idea, to start a YouTube channel, you're like, you're an idiot. I'm not doing it. Without, a guarantee of some kind, collateral, whatever. Student loans are, the government has decided that we're going to guarantee these loans. If anything goes sideways, don't worry. The government will step in and make sure that you get paid.
The school, that make sure that the school gets paid, or the bank.
Right. Make sure that the school gets paid.
Or the bank that
and so now I want you to pretend, Seraphis, okay, again, you're the bank, and the government has said, don't worry, we're going to guarantee this. Okay, if somebody comes to you asking for a student loan, we'll guarantee it. So I come and I tell you that I want money for school for feminist underwater dance basket weaving. Will you give me the $40,000 to get my degree in feminist underwater dance basket weaving?
In the meantime, me as the government is saying, hey, you give them that loan, I'll reimburse you for that loan. I'll give you the money right back. I'll give you the $40,000. You can then charge them a 5% uptick. So you'll be making 5% profit off of that $40,000 loan from them, but you're getting $40,000 from me at that same time.
This is how the GFC happened. What's wrong with you people?
No, the global financial crisis was housing, because they then said, well, it's discriminatory to tell people they can't get a loan for their house because they don't make any money. And so the banks are just like, well, we can't do that, so we'll make all these weird, crazy loans to help people get into houses. And then they're stuck with these loans that they know are kind of crap. So then they created mortgage-backed securities where they take like 8 really good loans and 2 really crappy loans and wrap it all together and say, hey, we'll sell you this. Like when I bought my first house, literally we go in and they're like, okay, we're going to do this. By the way, we're the ones financing it, but within 30 days, we're going to sell it off to someone else. So we're not, you're not going to deal with us in the future. So they issued the loan and then passed off the risk to someone else.
See, in Australia, the person who opened the loan has to approve it being refinanced. And I have my home loan, with the state government, who have a fixed cost of like, what's it called?
Mortgage?
Interest rate.
Interest rate on it, which is super fair. And they, at the beginning of this year, offered to refinance me, to another loan broker or something if I wanted. I was like, fucking no, are you fucking insane?
Well, but like here, like they can't, like, even if they sell off the loan to someone else, so now the other person holds the loan, the other person can't change the terms of the loan. So they're just handing it off as to who you actually pay it back to.
So 20 years ago, we had a really bullshit fucking cunt of a prime minister. He may have changed the housing rules on loan states and things like that, and they can kind of hear.
Right, which is why I kind of assumed that, which is why I brought it up. Anyways, but yeah, that's what student loans are. They're dumb. I'm lucky that I only have like $30,000 in student loans still.
I have 0.
My kids, sure, my kids were smart and listened to me and have gone into trades or other professions that, Actually, no. My youngest took out a student loan. For like $5,000 or something. It wasn't very much. He graduated in May from this program that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Within the next 2 months, he's having it all paid off. So I'm not worried about that.
So the way it works in the UK, you do have student loans. Much like America, it's a set amount that's guaranteed by the government that they then have payback programs where you pay it back. So you can go in and you can get like 3 to 4 years of education paid by the state, which will generate the loan itself. And then once you come out, once you finish and graduate, or even if you drop out, what you have accrued up for the loan is then what you then have to pay back. There is a set time period of 30 years where you are paying that back based on your salary. And if you hit the 30-year period where you haven't been able to pay it off, the government will write it off as being infeasible for them to ever get that money back.
Right. And that, I'm surprised, hasn't hit problem status.
Oh, it has.
For you guys yet?
It has reached some problems at the moment. What are you doing, Red?
I don't know. What am I doing?
Well, you can see the reflection on the little screen thing.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, so it is reaching some problems because at the moment, the UK government, the current Labour or the current Democrat equivalent are basically saying we need to raise the taxes for everyone. We need to apply additional taxes. We need to do this and that. Like there are a lot of taxes that are being implemented. Sorry, go on, Surface.
Couldn't the Tories or whoever is currently in power, couldn't they just kind of tax London City? The single most
wealthiest, one of the wealthiest cities. Yeah, no, I don't
wealthiest locations in the entire fucking world.
Yes, they the government in the last 10 years hasn't really handled this very well, and there's a number of places where money is just being hemorrhaging through. I'm not saying I've got the answers for how. I'm just saying from what I've seen in the 10 years I've been here, it has been a clusterfuck in terms of how the money's been spent and where the money's being invested into. That's nothing new. But in terms of the student loans, that's how it's been operating, is that you take out a loan, and here's where it then gets interesting. If you are native English, once you earn around 23,000 a year, that's when you start paying back your loan. If you are a foreigner, you have to earn around 27,000 before you start paying back your loan. So, which has been I have laughed so hard about these things because that's nice, Brian. So for that, effectively, like I've gone through like almost half of my stay here, if not more, where I'm gonna have to put you away because this is distracting me. Of the 10 or so years I've been here, like almost like 8 of the years or like 7 of the years, I've not even hit the point where I could start paying back that amount. And then I had a short period where I would pay it back, and then I've fallen underneath that amount. And now I'm back to basically not paying my student loans. Because within their own rules, I am outside of it, but it's still generating interest. So I have a student loan that's increasing in size, but I am beneath the requirements of paying it back.
Yeah, there's all sorts of messes here. between like the fact that because it's government guaranteed, nothing gets disapproved. Again, I want my degree in underwater feminist dance basket weaving. Okay. What do you think the market return on that degree is going to be?
Well, market return, no. I'm not going to sit here and say that all degrees are equally applicable. Are you able to go out and potentially make a career for yourself? Yes, you can. You have to be creative about that. If you take your feminist underwater dancing degree, you find a way of spinning it into something where you can generate money either via books, public appearances, or the likes, but that requires you to then have the entrepreneurial spirit to going out and doing this. The degree itself does not.
I get it.
Yeah. So
my point is, how many people do you think actually do that?
Oh, no, I don't think that there is many.
Right.
Like, I know we had Anita Sarkeesian, who came out and with her feminist theories presented all of these. And for fuck's sake, Red, get a grip of yourself. I know your life is spiraling out of control.
I have a grip.
That's concerning. I am in control. This is what it looks like. Witness me. So that is that's currently, like, we haven't seen a lot of that. But I'm not gonna sit and say that, like, it's not that you can't do it, but it requires the individual to go out and accomplish it. For fuck's sake, Seraphis, get a grip of yourself.
No, and I
do have a
get
grip
that,
of
but
myself.
again, it's one of those things where, like, if I was paying for it myself,
Yeah,
You
or
wouldn't
let me
do it.
rephrase that. If I was paying, right, I wouldn't do it. But if somebody wanted to go and get that degree and wanted to pay for it themselves, I wouldn't give two craps about it.
Mhm.
The problem with the student loan thing is then I'm paying for feminist underwater dance basket weaving. I don't want to pay for feminist underwater dance basket weaving.
Can I just turn this to a different angle?
Sure.
So, a big concept of, at least from my perspective, about giving the accessibility of higher education, given how our society has progressed. Again, I'm going to have to go to a different place because I can't look at you. The absolute short span goldfish host. So
That goldfish is high praise for Seraphis.
I know that insinuates that he's pretty to look at. But he's easily entertained by going in circles.
That's true.
So
I've got such a short attention span, I couldn't even figure out. I didn't have the patience to fully write out goldfish.
either way,
Oh,
no. But the point I'm trying to move towards, despite the many obstacles and hurdles that are being thrown at me, Jesus Christ. Effectively, we as a society, we've kind of moved towards, a lot of requirements of, higher education is becoming almost a mandatory thing in certain parts of the world, and due to that, the accessibility for the education is something that's needed to at least give the opportunity to go into that direction. And if we were to turn it around and say, hey, you have to pay for it yourself, that is then meaning that a large majority of the country's population will not have that, and we're almost socially degrading it back to a level of those who can afford the education and those who are just unable to get the education and has to be non-skilled workers. That's not a fair way to look after your citizens. You need to help them progress. Oh, Jesus Christ, you two. I literally move myself to other tabs so that I can stay focused on the point I'm trying to make, because I think it's a decent point to contribute.
It is a valid point.
And I come back. Go on.
Yeah, no. I get it, and I understand the point. my frustration is that we have over credentialized our societies. Like we don't need, I don't think we need as many, feminist underwater dance basket weavers, as we do accountants or engineers, and me personally, I'm totally fine subsidizing those kinds of things. But then there's another problem of half the people that start university don't finish university.
No, I mean, I'm one of them. I started university. I had the intention of going in and doing business, focusing upon logistics and supply chain, with a minor focus in psychology and motivation.
And what would psychology tell you about me?
Oh, you it's just a case of like you clearly have your requirements, which can be summed up in a mental ward.
Touche.
Again, like I didn't go in for like health psychology. I could, like, when there was presented, would you want to like help people overcome their inner struggles? I sat there and went, no, I don't.
No. So mine was a major in business development and a minor in psychology. And my justification for that was I figured that if I took psychology, behavioral psychology specifically, that I could then, anytime that I interacted with somebody in a business sense, I could pretty quickly navigate their what they would want, so I could more easily sell a concept to them. That's kind of where I went with it.
Yeah, I wanted to be doing motivational because what I had perceived in my short few interns was that management did not bother to bring any form of motivations to the team. So I was like, well,
Right.
I'm going to be the difference, like, again,
Right.
Be the change in the world that you want to see. It's like, go down and do that. Believe in the utopia that and you can be a part of the change. It's like, okay, I'll go down with that mentality.
Yeah.
And I realized, I struggle in the academic world. Like, I went through high school, but just fine, but I was quite rigid in how you had to go about it. And when I came into the university, where it was very much more self-driven, I kind of fell off the horse, and I went in for shipping without any proper credentials. And what's up? What do you want to show us? It's a skeleton, yes. Are you happy, goldfish? Are you happy? Have you gotten your attention?
Yeah,
Okay, but let me even tack on something else. We need teachers, correct? So in order for you to become a teacher, you need an education. In order for you to get an education, you need access to the education system, and you need some support for that. And especially, I mean, I can only speak for at least the UK and Denmark, that is a requirement. And in the UK, you could then go down the route of, if you want to become a private teacher and only work within the private education system, or you can go the extra mile and get the extra credentials to then have the ability of working both private and public.
So I'll posit this.
I did have one. I have 8.
In, say, the last 40 years, do you think education has gotten better or worse?
I think it has actually. I think it's gotten better in the sense of the information that we have available and the general information that's been presented out to us. I'm speaking again from my experiences, highly subjective, because I did go to private school in China. Went to both American and British private schools for that. I was then also exposed out to the public schools in Denmark with an enthusiastic set of teachers that actually wanted and encouraged me to learn. So from that short period of where I've had it, I've been exposed to people who wanted to be teachers, who wanted us to learn, who challenged my beliefs. So that's been my experience, and I have felt that as I got older, I've been exposed to subjects that I don't think many other children has. But that's also been a reflection of the fact that the private education that my parents were able to afford gave me that.
For me, I would say, at least in the United States, I think in general education has trended downwards. Like that's been one of the big debates. Like, Trump wants to shut down the Department of Education.
Yep.
So everybody's like, oh, but we need to educate our children. But it's like, there are entire schools that are graduating kids who do not know how to read at all. So, but like, if the Department of Education is so important, why are we graduating kids who can't read?
May I respond?
Of course.
Well, you can turn around and be like, no, Oscar, your filthy European views are not welcome here. I reject your views. How dare you? I'd like to hear something more interesting, like the Aussies. How do you learn reading upside down?
I mean, survival of the fittest, really.
Survival of the fittest.
So America is a very large continent. Just looking at the United States, it's a massive continent.
Mm-hmm.
And I come from the perspective of a small country that over the last 10 years has seen almost like a zero population growth. Like, I left Denmark when I was 6 million. I came back and visited when I was 6 million. It is still 6 million people.
Right.
And it's a tiny country with a heavy focus towards this weird utopian lifestyle. That can be managed. The United States have a very different way that you operate, because you've got states and you've got federal rules. You've got the state education, you've got the federal education, you've got all of these like layers to ensure how you work, which is also generating inefficiencies. So again, I'm not saying I've got the answer for this. I'm just saying from my observation, there's definitely need for some form of restructuring. As I agree, you should not, if you need to have as close to 98% literacy for your country as you possibly can.
So, but that's my main point that I'm trying to get to is, I don't think that education degrees are necessarily what we need.
No,
I mean,
I can agree that the encouragement of like maybe so again, I am speaking on behalf of Denmark. What the Danish education is trying to do is that they're trying to then identify kids who are tactile learners versus like academic learners. So the tactile learners are then encouraged. They will go to the parents and go like this, and your child is absolutely fantastic when it comes to these physical activities. Or if they have ADHD, there will be breakups between when you do work and when you go out and do something physical, and bring them back, so that they've got that sort of cycling of like attention and learning and immediate reward for that. They usually start recommending them towards trades or something that's more physical, and there's then entire programs in schools that focuses on that.
Sure.
So that's coming from my Danish background. Is like that's what they're trying to do. Like, they're trying to then encourage you that you don't have to be stuck in book learning. You can go out and become an electrician, a carpenter, a plumber. Like, these are still jobs that they're not snuffed at. Like, they're quite very valuable. Entire trade school exists just to focus on these things, to encourage the development. But weirdly enough, Denmark doesn't have this weird hyper fixation on class that the UK does.
Right. Well, and one of the bigger points though that I would make is I'm not saying no education.
No, I know you're not.
I'm saying I don't think university is the proper form.
No, no,
You know.
it is a required form for certain things. Like if you're going to be going in and you're going to go in for like mathematicians, statistics, and so on, you need a higher level of understanding of those fields if that's what you're wanting to pursue. But if you want to go in for something such as, I don't know, interpretive dance, and this is my layman's perspective. Like I don't see value in it, but if you're wanting to be like an entertainer, like a professional dancer, you probably want to go into dance schools or something that focuses on that, so that you can hone your not just pole dancing. Well, again, going in for like you can still have theaters where there's the whole like the dances to the music and what have you. These are still this is a professional job that people have to stay in shape for. They're going to have to go through regiments of training that I'm sure that all of us here would probably succumb down and die having to go through that level of training and require that form of elasticity to do that.
But we also don't necessarily need, a college degree for it.
No, but you definitely want to be better at it, and it's easier the window for what you can do when you're young, full of energy and much more limber is is much shorter. So having the speed run of the education to give you the information, the preparation, and the knowledge so that you can go out and apply it is definitely going to be a boost, rather than spending 6 years training up only to then have like 1 or 2 years of like prime time before you're then hitting the dreaded 3-0, and now your knees are crackling and your back is hurting and you feel like you're dying just by getting out of the bed in the morning.
I mean,
2 things.
That's fair. Anyways, what, Seraphis?
2 things. One, I did gymnastics for like 8 years. And thanks to my condition, I am still as bendy as I was back then. So
I can attest to this.
Goldfish. Red. Brian, please. My head has been swirling with images already. You're only adding in Seraphis, Mr. Elastic. His grin and his moving of his eyebrows only makes it worse.
So good.
Yeah. Also, it's like past 12:30 here, and yeah, I've got to be up in 6 hours.
So you're like sleepy silly.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of normal for him, though.
Yeah. Like,
Right.
usually I rein this stuff in at the beginning of the show, but now we're kind of in the. I'm shutting down and I'm letting the bad things out.
And now here we are. No, at the end of the day, it's complicated, and there aren't easy fixes, and
Well, just look to Star Trek; they solved it.
But how?
They just did.
I know.
No,
Yeah.
They just did. Yeah, they just did.
The solution was nuclear war. Wait, that's Fallout.
No.
Has
In
the
Star
second
Trek, it
season
was
of that started yet?
Nuclear World War 3. Yeah. Star Trek as well.
Oh, I did it. Okay, shit. I just made that up.
No, 20.
What's his bucket? Crap.
That's a new one.
Zephyr Cochrane was 2067.
Zephyr Cochrane, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Zephyr Cochrane, the guy that created the warp drive,
For humans.
right, for humans, did so by using an old nuclear missile.
World War III lasted from approximately 2026 to 2053.
Oh, so next year.
Just want to highlight that when you're saying Zephyr, whatever his last name was,
Cochrane.
Yeah, I have 3 times in a row now heard cock ring.
Look,
Zephyr's cock ring,
just-
yes.
You're
Perfectly.
starting to stoop down to our level.
Your level, please. I have already gotten a mortgage and setting up my house here. Gentlemen, I am your neighbor.
I came here for a reason.
I haven't stooped. I've moved in. Right. Seraphis needs his sleepy time. It's
Yes.
very important. He has a lot of hard work to do in the morning.
Oh, you have no
And-
idea. I've got 3 appointments.
Right, well, gentlemen, it's been a lot of fun. I think we need to call it here.
Yes.
Yeah, end
we
the show,
do.
Seraphis.
Okay. No one say penis or cunt. Can we all
I'll
agree?
leave that up to you.
Okay, thank you. You're very nice people. I like that.
I like the fact that we are allowed to say slong.
Only in
Schlong
relation to the forehead, though.
and
Oh,
dongs.
naturally. Yeah.
You got to love the dong.